Alright you lot, welcome back to the channel where gaming debates rage harder than a Reddit thread about pineapple on pizza. Today we're diving into gaming confessions so shocking, so sacrilegious, you might just unsubscribe. But don't you dare. Turns out one of the most praised games of all time just hit 60,000 concurrent players, and I've never played it. Yeah, I'm talking about Half-Life 2. And before you start foaming at mouth, let's pump brakes. Should I play it after all these years? Or will it be gaming equivalent to finally trying pineapple on pizza and hating it? Stick around as we unravel this gaming guilt trip together. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and keeps me ranting at full volume. Let's go. So, Half-Life 2. Game that apparently reinvented wheel, cured boredom, and single-handedly burst memes like Gravity Gun. A masterpiece, they say. A game so influential it's practically a religious experience. And yet here I am, self-proclaimed gamer, sitting on Orange Box for 17 bloody years without so much as booting it up. Why? Because I only bought it for Portal. Yeah, cake won't to lie, but apparently my gaming priorities were. Now the question is, should I finally dive into Half-Life 2? I mean, I'm clearly late to the party, cake's gone stale, confetti's swept up, and G-Man's probably retired. But with 60,000 people suddenly hopping back on hype train, can't help but wonder if I'm missing out. Half-Life fans have been chanting Half-Life 3 when? For years, like they're at some dystopian protest. Is this game really that groundbreaking? Or are fans just emotionally attached to 2004? It's kicker though, what if I hate it? What if after all this time I find it overrated? Imagine scandal, bloke who's never played Half-Life thinks it's rubbish. My comment section would be a war zone. But hey, I've got unpopular opinions before, like thinking Fallout New Vegas isn't all that. Yeah, come at me. Thing is, there's a pressure to love these so-called classics, isn't there? They're practically treated like sacred texts, and if you don't get on your knees and worship them, you're apparently a casual, a pleb, or heaven forbid, a Fortnite player. But what if my gaming taste just don't align? What if Half-Life 2 feels clunky or dated? I don't know if I'm ready to carry that kind of controversial baggage. But then again, maybe it's time to face my fears. After all, I've got a graveyard of unplayed games haunting me. Jedi Fallen Order, Ghost Runner, Bioshock Trilogy, Ghostwire Tokyo. There's an entire library of adventures sitting there, mocking me every time I scroll past them to replay X-Defiant. Maybe the real question isn't should I play Half-Life 2, but rather should I finally pull my gaming act together? Let's talk about this modern day plague among gamers. Buying games we'll never play. It's like we're all dragons hoarding digital treasure that we'll never actually touch. I mean, just look at me backlog. I could start my own bloody museum of unplayed titles. Why do we do this? Are we masochists? Or just hopeless optimists, thinking, yeah, I'll totally get round to playing that someday. Spoiler alert, we won't. It's like gym membership, innit? You buy it with best intentions, but by week 2 it's just sitting there silently mocking you. Steam sales are worse for this. They dangle that 80% discount in front of you, and suddenly you're buying games you've never even heard of. Oh look, a survival horror farming sim with pixel art. That sounds unique, better grab it for £2.49. Then it sits in your library untouched, because you're too busy playing the same 4 games you always play. Part of the problem is choice paralysis. You've got so many options now it's overwhelming. Back in the day you'd save up for months to buy one game, and you play it to death because it were all you had. Nah, we're swimming in options, and instead of picking one, we just scroll endlessly through libraries like we're on Netflix, muttering, nah, not in the mood for that. First world problem, sure, but it's a bloody irritating one. And don't even get me started on FOMO, fear of missing out. Every time a new game drops, there's this unspoken pressure to buy it immediately, even if you don't have time to play it. Why? Because everyone else is talking about it, and you don't want to be twonk who's left out at conversation. But by the time you finally get around to it, hype's died down, and everyone's moved on to the next big thing. Then there's emotional guilt. You stare at your unplayed games, knowing full well you spent actual money on them, and now they're just sitting there like abandoned pets. It's almost tragic, innit? But instead of doing sensible thing, actually playing the damn game, you just sigh, close your library and fire up X-Defiant or whatever comfort game you're into. So here's my challenge to myself, and maybe to you lot too. Let's stop being digital hoarders and actually play some of these games we've been avoiding. Maybe even start with big ones like, I don't know, Half-Life 2? Radical idea, I know. But hey, it's either that or we accept our fate as collectors or unfulfilled potential. Let's talk about nostalgia gaming, sacred temple at good old days. You know what ones I mean? When pixels were clunky, games didn't hold your hand, and a cheat code didn't cost you £9.99 in microtransactions. We all wax lyrical about golden age of gaming, but here's the real question. Is it all just a bloody trap? Are we chasing higher childhood joy that games today can't replicate? Or are those old games genuinely as good as we remember? Take Half-Life 2 for instance. Hype surrounding it is pure nostalgia fuel. People talk about it like it descended from heavens, delivered by Gabe Newell himself. But when you strip away its rose-tinted glasses, will it really hold up in 2024? Or will it feel clunky, dated, and as enjoyable as a 3-hour Zoom call? That's risk with nostalgia gaming. It's like meeting up with an ex you hadn't seen for 20 years. It might be a warm and fuzzy reunion, or it might remind you exactly why you broke up in the first place. Think about all games you played back in the day. Do you love them because they were genuinely amazing? Or because they hit differently when you were 10, hopped up on sugar, and freer adult responsibilities? The thing about nostalgia is it blinds you to cracks. Games back then were full of bugs and awkward mechanics. But we didn't care because we didn't know any better. Not for games so much as hiccups on launch day. People lose their minds on Twitter. Imagine if Half-Life 2 dropped today. Fans would probably riot about graphics or loading screens. But because it's a relic at past, it gets a free pass. Well, let's be honest, modern gaming has spoiled us. Autosaves, smooth controls, photorealistic graphics. It's hard to go back to a time when games punished you with permadeath for not saving every 30 seconds. Nostalgia gaming is fun for a bit, but it's like holiday romance. Thrilling in moment, but you won't want it long term. That said, nostalgia ain't all bad. Sometimes it's comforting to revisit an old classic, like catching up with an old mate who's still as brilliant as you remember. But don't let nostalgia dictate your gaming life. If you spend all your time chasing past, you'll miss out on great games of today. And let's face it, some of them are proper gems. Now let's talk about one of gaming's weirdest obsessions, sequels. Why do we, as gamers, keep banging on developers' doors like unhinged lunatics, demanding the next chapter of a game we've already finished? Look, I get it, when you love a game, you want more of it, but level of desperation some people reach is borderline ridiculous. Half-Life 3, anyone? For nearly 2 decades, Valve fans have been frothing at mouth for a sequel to Half-Life 2. Theories, rumours, fan-made trailers, you name it, they've done it. At this point, it's less about game and more about myth. Half-Life 3 ain't just a sequel, it's gaming's equivalent to Bigfoot. People want to believe it's real, but deep down they know it's probably just a bloke in a hairy costume. And why do we do this? Is it cause game we loved left us with unanswered questions? Or is it cause we can't let go at worlds we've already explored? Take Last of Us. First game had near perfect ending, but people still demanded a sequel. And when they got it, half of them threw a tantrum because it didn't live up to their impossible expectations. You begged for it, and then you whined about it. Make up your bloody minds. It's the thing about sequels. They're a double-edged sword. Sure, they give you more time in a world you love, but they can also ruin what came before. Not every story needs a continuation. Not every game needs a franchise. Look at Bioshock. Original were groundbreaking. Sequel? Meh. But alright. But by the time Bioshock Infinite came around, people were split. Sometimes less is more. But now, we gamers agreed a lot. We keep demanding sequels, expansions, spin-offs, and prequels until poor developers are forced to milk the creation dry. And then when franchise inevitably goes downhill, we act shocked. Oh no, it's not as good as the original. Well, of course it ain't, you muppets. You turned it into a cash cow. And let's not forget curse of nostalgia. If a sequel doesn't perfectly match rose-tinted memory at original, fans lose their minds. It's a lose-lose situation for developers. Either they stick too close to original and get called lazy, or they try something new and get accused of ruining it. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. So here's my take. Maybe it's time to stop begging for sequels and start appreciating what we've already got. Some games are better left as standalone masterpieces. And honestly, if Valve ever did release Half-Life 3, would it really live up to hype? Or would it end up being Cyberpunk 2077 at franchise, with fans screaming, "We've waited 20 years for this"? Right, let's get into it. Valve, gaming giant that gave us Half-Life, Portal, and Left 4 Dead. Brilliant games, all of them, apparently. But here's $1 million question. Why bloody hell can't they count to 3? Seriously, it's like they got a phobia of trilogies. Half-Life 3? Nope. Portal 3? Still waiting. Left 4 Dead 3? Don't hold your breath. It's become such a meme that if Valve ever did make a third game in a series, I think internet would implode. Theories? There are plenty. Some people say it's perfectionism, that Valve won't touch a sequel unless it revolutionises industry. And yeah, I'll give them credit. They don't churn out half-baked cash grabs like Call of Duty does every year. But come on, we're not asking for second coming of gaming Christ. We just want closure. Apparently Half-Life 2 ended on a cliffhanger so steep it's basically a bloody Grand Canyon. And yet here we are nearly 20 years later with Note But Crumbs and Half-Life Alyx, which, let's face it, just a glorified tech demo for VR. Another theory? Money. Now I know what you're thinking, Valve's rolling in cash from Steam, they don't need to make games anymore. And yeah, that's probably true. Why spend years developing Half-Life 3 when they can rake in billions taking a cut from every Counter-Strike skin sold on Steam? They've got Golden Goose, and they're not about to trade it for a risky sequel that might not live up to expectations. But here's my favourite theory. What if Valve is just trolling us? Think about it. They're not memes. They're not fans of foaming at mouth for Half-Life 3. Maybe they're sitting back laughing their asses off, watching us lose our minds over it. Gabe Newell probably has a dartboard in his office labelled "Reasons Not to Make Half-Life 3", and every time we get close to breaking, he throws another dart and releases Artifact or some other random nonsense. And let's not forget, Valve being your typical game developer, they don't need to follow rules because they've already cemented the legacy. They don't have to make another Half-Life, Portal or Left 4 Dead. They're untouchable. But as a gamer, it's frustrating as hell. It's like watching a chef make best meal you've ever tasted, then refuse to cook hotels because they've decided to run a tea shop instead. So will Valve ever release a third game or one of the franchises? Who knows? At this point, it feels more likely that Elon Musk will colonise Mars before we see Half-Life 3. But if they do, it'll either be greatest comeback in gaming history or biggest disappointment since Cyberpunk 2077 launch. But let's get one thing straight, gaming's supposed to be fun. F-U-N. Fun. Yet somewhere along the way, we lost plot. These days, gamers are acting like every single pixel is life or death situation. Bugs in a game? Twitter meltdown. Slight nerf to the favourite weapon? Forums erupt with rage. A minor change to the precious battle pass? Cancelled, unfollowed, reported. When did we all become so bloody serious? Take a step back and look at state of it. People used to play games for a laugh to unwind after a long day. Now it's like they're prepping for Olympics. Everyone's obsessed with KD ratios, win streaks, and climbing leaderboards, as if there's some trophy waiting for them at end of it all. Spoiler alert, there ain't. You're just stressing yourself out over what's supposed to be a hobby. And don't even get me started on fan outrage. It's like gamers these days want to be angry. Remember when Cyberpunk 2077 launched in a buggy mess? Fair enough, people were mad. It was a disaster. But now we've got people throwing hissy fits because a game done tip 60 FPS on a toaster. Newsflash. Not every game needs to be hyper-realistic performance perfect masterpiece. Sometimes it's okay for things to be a bit rough around edges. Ever heard of Skyrim? That thing's got more bugs than a dodgy kebab, but people still bloody love it. Then there's toxicity. Toxicity. Back in the day, trash talking in multiplayer lobbies were part of the charm. Now it's evolved into full-blown harassment campaigns because someone dared to like a game you don't. Like it Last of Us Part 2? That's grounds for public execution, apparently. Preferred Fortnite over PUBG. Congratulations, you've just declared war on Reddit. Let's not forget endless debates over real gamers. If you're not playing Dark Souls blindfolded with a steering wheel, are you even a gamer? God forbid you play Animal Crossing or Summit Chill. You'll be shamed out at room faster than a vegan at a steakhouse. Worst part is, this seriousness is sucking joy out of gaming. Instead of enjoying an experience, people are too busy nitpicking graphics, criticising storylines and demanding perfection. And for what? At the end of the day, it's just a bloody game. You're supposed to play it, have fun, and move on with your life, not start a crusade over a frame rate drop. So here's my advice to the gaming community. Lighten hell up. Remember why you started gaming in the first place. To have a laugh. To escape reality. To experience something cool. Stop treating it like a job interview or a battleground for your ego. Just play it damn game and enjoy yourself. Alright, you legends. If you stuck with me through all this, cheers. You're real MVPs. From Half-Life mysteries to absurdity as serious gaming, we've covered it all. And if naught else, I hope I've reminded you that gaming is supposed to be fun. Not a chore, not a competition, just pure unadulterated chaos. Exactly as it should be. But hey, before you bugger off and dive into your next gaming session, do me a favour. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts, your questions. Or just roast me for never playing Half-Life. Who knows, might even feature your brilliant banter on the next video. I'll see you next time, you magnificent